In the pinyin phonetic system, this is pronounced B, 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 not by. But maybe that got your attention. Who is this masked man? Welcome back to Runner's Garden. I traveled 1 mile to show you that character. Character number 1. If you're gonna learn one character today, B, this one's it, and the stroke order is on your right. It's written left to right with the right side a little bit bigger. Perhaps you can see 2 rowers in a rowing competition. Competition, 比赛. Or maybe it's tug of war. Its most common use is in comparison, such as 比较大 is bigger, 比较小 is smaller. 地瓜比马铃薯甜，这支马克笔比这支马克笔便宜多了。Actually, I think this one's cheaper. 只有11块钱而已。Speaking of markers, pens, and pencils, we have another third tone B. Character number 2. 请给我一支笔。Give me a pen. 马克笔 marker. 铅笔 is pencil. 毛笔 is a Chinese style brush. I have one somewhere over there. 笔记本 is a notebook. There's also 笔记型电脑, which is abbreviated as 笔电. And I found a sign for that. 维修 for fixing it. It has the bamboo radical on the top. Let's say these paper clips. It takes your imagination, but I think of horizontal rows of lots of different sized pencils. The first one, it's a longer pencil that doesn't fit in the pencil case. It's like laying over top of it. It's a glasses case, but you get the idea. Another pencil, the same size as about the pencil case. And then a line that's a little longer. You can think of that as another pencil. And then we have a vertical line through the whole darn thing. If you're just going for recognition, that'll be good enough, I think. But if you're going for writing these characters, learning how to write them, you're going to have to write this a couple times and just practice. You're writing left to right, top to bottom, with the vertical stroke last. I couldn't find my Maobi, or feather pencil. Speaking of Mao, which means hair or feather, the simplified form of B has the bamboo radical on the top and Mao for hair on the bottom of it. And that would be the one they use in mainland China. But we're doing traditional here. By the way, you should learn the bottom component. You're going to see it again. Here it is in the character Hua, which means to draw or paint. Character number 3. Our third character, also third tone B, mutually, or each other, as in 彼此,彼此. It kind of means right back at you. That makes the 2 of us, or you and me both. If somebody says a compliment to you, you can say 彼此,彼此 back to them. 彼岸 means the other side of the ocean, or river, or lake. I just brought that up because we did have a character video on an. Check it out up here. But let's get back to B. It might look to you on the left that it is the ren radical, but there's another ep, or kind of a top swipe above the ren. And then what I keep referring to as the hangman's component. It looks to me like legs hanging from a hangman's noose on the right. It's known as a literary pronoun, and it's also used in transliteration, for example, with the man's name Peter and St. Petersburg. Studying these Chinese characters is like figuring out a maze. Let me see if I can crack the code. Ooh, that wasn't too hard. Nice place to get out of the sun. When there's no kids around, of course. If you're wondering why I wear a mask, sometimes it's because today's air quality was like 91, which was moderate, but bordering on unhealthy for sensitive individuals. So if I'm going to be on the streets where there are cars and motorcycles, I'll wear a mask sometimes for the first part of my walk until I can get up into the mountains where I think the air quality is a little bit better off the beaten path of all the vehicles. It's a common thing for Taiwanese people to constantly wear masks. And I still have a mask on for teaching, but usually that's only for one-on-ones. For group classes, I have a little bit of social distancing. Therefore, you might say that I'm forced by peer pressure to wear the mask. Our next word is to force. Character number 4. First tone, B as in be pull. Another way to use be is to show closeness. So be jin means to come close to. Be zhen means to be close to or similar to in likeness. I want to quickly tell you about another source. You can use Yabla, Y-A-B-L-A. So Chinese.yabla.com. They have the Chinese to English to pinyin dictionary. Click on a word, you can see the tones. So I will use Yabla to write a couple more words with B in the description of this video. The character starting from the top has E, which means one, then a mouth, and below that is a field. One mouth field sounds like a one person's field. And then there is on the left the walking man's radical, and the walking man seems to be trying to step in your field. Like he's trying to make a giant step. One man is trying to force the other man off his land, is what you can think to remember this character. That was a discovery. This whole alley smells like that roastery. And how about a second tone, B? It's right here. Character number 5. Beads is your nose. I got a pretty pointy one. By the way, Taiwanese word of the day, adoga, is big nose. That's what they call foreigners here. It's not derogatory. It's kind of a cute way to refer to foreigners. Don't be offended. Back to the beads. B is its own radical. In the dictionaries, you can't break it down any further. But you have it kind of looks like the character white with another middle line. So there's 2 middle lines inside there. Check it out. Then a field, and then what looks to be like a table. Maybe you can remember that things that come from a field, if placed on a table for a long time, including animals or plants, would rot, and the smell or odor would hit your nose. That top part of the character, the 2 lines can maybe remind you of 2 nostrils, if you're looking at it sideways. So what words do we have? Be calm, those are your nostrils, your nose holes. Being means kind of a nasal sound. Character number 6. And we save the best for last. Be sure to be. It's a 4th tone. I had to give you at least one 4th tone today because there's a whole slew of 4th tone that we're going to get to in part 2 of this video. But be means must. If you guys know anything about me, I must have my coffee. New coffee shop. It's at a good location for me. It's Bravi in English, Bulei in Mandarin. One example of B is 必修课, required course, such as in a university. 不必 means you don't need something. The character is made by the heart, which we talked about before. I remember heart by the blood drops coming out of it. And then think of slashing that heart. Things that you must have. If you don't get them, it's like a stab in the heart. Remember it that way. Our next video will be 11 characters that all sound the same. B in 4th tone. Stick around for part 2. Runner's Garden signing off. Happy studying.